Welcome to Daps Magic Disney and Positive Stuff. I'm Mr. Daps, and I am so excited for this week's episode of Daps Magic Disney and Positive Stuff. Kids Rule Summer is now started at the Disneyland Resort, and there is a ton to do for kids that are young and kids that are young at heart. But before we get into all of that, I'd like to take a moment just to remind you, if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe. If you'd like to join the conversation, let me know in the comments what you think, what you'd like more of, whatever you're thinking. I'd love to hear from you. Also, leave us a rating wherever you happen to be listening or watching to this podcast so other people can know what you think of it and hopefully discover this community of Disney and positive stuff as well. And if you want more community, head on over to Daps Magic HQ, which is at dapshq.com, where we have more behind-the-scenes conversations, looks at what we're doing, and actually we make decisions about where Daps Magic is going over there as well. And we have a fun after show after Geeks Corner that's exclusive. You won't want to miss it. But it is time to talk about Kids Rule Summer. This last week, we had the opportunity of going to the Disneyland Resort for the kickoff event for Kids Rule Summer, and there was a lot to cover. There was Star Wars, there was Bluey, there was adventures, there's even discounts this summer for people with kids. There is so much ground to cover, and rather than just regurgitate all of this for you, I thought instead I'd share with you what it was like going through the day and the conversations I had. So what we are going to do is take a look at Kids Rule Summer as I experienced it during that media event. So we're going to start things off with an interview with my friend AJ, who shared a lot about what is going on at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, whether it's with merchandise, whether it's with food. This is a very fun interview with a very fun guy. Take a listen or a watch of me and my friend AJ about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge this summer. Hi, I'm Mr. Daps, and I'm here at the Disneyland Resort for something incredibly exciting. We have a new Star Wars movie coming out this week, The Mandalorian and Grogu, and with that means new food, new merchandise, new experiences at the Disneyland Resort. And for some of these things, and some other cool Star Wars stuff, I've got my friend AJ here to share about all of the fun things to find at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So let's dig right into it the best way ever with the food. What do we got, AJ?
You know, we have some wonderful things that are coming to Docking Bay 7, starting this Friday the 22nd. We've got our Surabat Valley Green Salad here. It's a wonderful kale and romaine mix with a light cilantro vinaigrette, little peppers, some olives, and some herb marinated chicken on top of that to complete that guy. Nice and light, crisp, a little bit acidic. Okay. Very refreshing on a hot Batuu day.
And I see we have a couple of chicken.
You know, who doesn't love Tip-Yip and cheesy noodles?
What's the official name?
Yeah, Tip-Yip and cheesy noodles are the way to go. So we have our youngling version right here with the cheesy udon noodles and some fried Tip-Yip. And for the adults, we kick it up a little bit. We add a little pancetta, some breadcrumbs, and then a kind of serve yourself ghost pepper sauce in a little vial that you can put as many or as few drops as you want.
Totally fair.
I'm more on the few side because it's not Disney spicy, let's say. It's Batuu and spicy. Yes,
okay,
sir.
That's
yes,
very
sir.
cool.
Yeah.
I do see before we go too far, we've got a droid bucket that I'm sure is going to be ridiculously popular.
Who doesn't love the BDX Droid? Now, this guy is going to be your popcorn bucket. He opens up right here in front so you can easily access your popcorn. He is fully posable. So you can move his arms and legs and have him stand up as tall as he wants to be or kind of go into sleep mode. He's super cute. And then, of course, his eyes will light up and do all kinds of different patterns of solid or blinking. He's
You could also use it to put, there's some action figures we're about to see. I'm pretty sure they fit in there too.
They absolutely would, yeah.
All right, so we have a bounty bun. This looks
bounty bun. Now, you might see this in the upcoming film, The Mandalorian and Grogu. This might be inspired by what you'll see on screen.
About this online. Very cool.
Yeah, so you have your sautéed blue onions, your turmeric garlic aioli, a little yellow tomato chutney on the bottom, and in the middle is a pork and beef patty that's spiced with just this amazing blend of spices that gives you a little bit of sweet, a little bit of hearty, some cardamom, cloves, things like that. So you really, on the ciabatta bun, it's a complete Batuuan experience. Wow. Absolutely.
Fancy food from a galaxy far, far away. And then we can't skip the Grogu cookies.
No, absolutely not. The Grogu cookies, again, you will see those being eaten by the lovely Grogu in the movie.
Adorable.
Do you like Do you like pineapple? Maybe you'll like Dole Whip? Then you're going to like these cookies.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
Great, vibrant blue color, nice and sweet, light, crisp, and refreshing.
Nice. And I'm seeing we have some other novelties that are very fun back here. Grogu's obviously jumping out at me. And then also, I love the protocol droid bucket.
The
protocol
droid. The protocol droid, the next evolution of buckets.
These keep getting
from the
better
heads.
and better.
Yeah, now this one, it is not C-3PO. It is a different protocol droid.
Well, obviously.
We'll pull him out to show you. This does depress so that he can stand on his own.
Nice. Okay.
And it lights up. Where did that button go? Oh,
very cool.
So he will blink as well.
Nice.
Or just go solid, different patterns.
Love it.
Yeah. And then he opens up just right here in front, if I can do it.
That's a lot of space.
That's a lot of space. It fits quite a bit of a outpost mix in this guy.
I love it. We also have a ton of merchandise that's coming in at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I love the shirts. I love the hats.
The Aurebesh collection is this new collection that we have that's available now on Batuu. I'm featuring some of it myself right here. It's kind of this mix of the original Star Wars logo, but it's got some Aurebesh undertones. So it's like this really good mix. It really kind of makes it unique to Batuu, where we honor the original logo that's so iconic and so many people know. But bring it into what we've really kind of introduced to people with Aurebesh being all over the land, all over the movies, and people starting to recognize that. So it's a great mix of them.
Love that. And I keep getting my eye dragged over here. There's so many cute toys that shouldn't go on my shelf, but probably we'll see.
Absolutely. There's some great, the Mandalorian is the hot new toy. This one is supposed to be motion, but I believe the lighting is throwing us off a little bit.
Yeah,
but
there we go.
He does talk. You turn him on. He says, "This is the way." We've got little figurines if people just want little toys to play with. We've got this guy. I can.
That's awesome.
He blinks. He talks. You'll see many of his cousins featured in the movie as well, getting into shenanigans.
That's gonna go so fast.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And then, of course, who doesn't love collecting pins?
Right.
Kids do rule summer, and kids love pin trading. So why not have some Mandalorian and Grogu pins?
I do love the bag also.
The bag
that is an awesome bag.
And it's like when you travel anywhere, you want something to bring back from that place that says, "I went there, and I want everybody to know that I went there." Well, when you go to Batuu, you want to be able to tell everybody, "Hey, I went to Batuu."
And that's a great size.
Yes.
Because sometimes they're too big for me, and I'm like, that's enough that I can carry what I need to carry, but not everything else.
Not be super weighted down in the process.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's no problem on the plane. But there is a ton of exciting things happening in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I hear more behind me, I think. But you won't want to miss any of it this summer. And it's Kids Rule Summer, which is also awesome because there's so many fun things to do for the whole family around the Disneyland Resort. So make sure to stop by dapsmagic.com so you don't miss any of our coverage. Now, snacking your way through Batuu is one thing, but actually stepping into the cockpit of the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy to live out those movie moments, well, that's another. To find out how this land is evolving with the film, I caught up with Asa and Michael to talk about a major update that has arrived to a fan-favorite attraction inland at the Disneyland Resort. Enjoy this conversation. I know I did. Hi, Mr. Daps, and I'm here at the Disneyland Resort, where it is an exciting time to be a Star Wars fan, as there are new offerings, more offerings than I think ever before. And I'm here with Asa and Michael, who are going to tell us all about the new exciting things that can be found in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Who wants to go first? Asa, how about you?
We are so excited to be launching a brand new mission for Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run, where you and 5 of your closest friends are going to get to go on an incredible bounty hunting adventure alongside the Mandalorian and Grogu. And what's really cool about this new mission is that we're not just going to one location, but depending on what our flight engineers decide, we get to either go to Bespin, Endor, or Coruscant.
I love that. And so this new adventure kind of comes as the Mandalorian and Grogu is coming out on Friday, technically, I guess. As you come up with these ideas of like, hey, we could do this with the Millennium Falcon, What was that process like?
Yeah, well, we started with Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, right?
Nice.
We really wanted to make sure that the experience that our guests would have in the park felt connected to the film that they were creating. So we spent a lot of time talking about story and the structure and what were some of the themes of the film that we want to see reflected, but in the attraction experience for our guests.
Cool. And the attraction now, there's going to be more, I don't know, playability, I guess you could say, for all of the different people on the crew. Could you talk a little bit about how you determined, hey, we're gonna have the engineer do other stuff?
Yeah, so we took this opportunity to enhance all three of the roles. So for our pilots, we got even more responsive flight controls. However, we've also guaranteed that no matter how you fly, you're always going to get a cinematic experience.
Oh, good.
For our gunners, we've upgraded their pews, so they're even more responsive. You get a lot more feedback.
Nice.
It's even more satisfying to blow up TIE fighters. And then for our flight engineers, there's a ton to do. So not only do you get to repair the ship, you also get to tractor in some cargo for Hondo if you want to.
Yeah.
You have the opportunity to call Grogu on your little video screen.
Okay.
And then critically, you have that opportunity to decide which of those 3 planets you're going to go visit.
That is very cool. I can't wait to experience this, and probably multiple times, because you never know what you're going to experience on that. Like, even currently, we don't know what we're going to experience. That's what's so fun about it. So, Michael, we've also seen the expansion of the timeline at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which I've been having a blast with.
Glad to hear.
Could you talk a little bit about how that came to be and why?
Yeah, well, I mean, Asa kind of keyed into it a little bit by saying more than 18 months ago, we started looking at the attraction changeover. And with that big amount of a changeover to the land, that really gave us a chance to think about, do we adjust the timeline completely? We had done some minor adjustments, bringing the Mandalorian in a few years ago, as you know. And then, of course, last year we brought Luke Skywalker in, and that was obviously met with a lot of excitement.
So fun.
So we thought, well, maybe this is the chance to sort of look at the deeper Luke Skywalker story and bring in Darth Vader, his dad, and his sister. Why not?
Yeah.
And so that really allowed us to kind of think about, we have the Millennium Falcon, let's bring in Han Solo, let's bring in Leia Organa, let's bring in Darth Vader. Let's find a way to make these stories make sense in our world of Batuu, but still have Rey hanging out by the Resistance camp, still have Mando hanging out in the outpost. It's really the best of all worlds for Star Wars fans. If you love Star Wars like we all do, I mean, what aren't you going to love about seeing Han Solo, Darth Vader, Mandalorian, Rey? It's really a feast for the Star Wars fan.
I love it, and it's been so fun to see all ages and all different levels of Star Wars fans connect, because, they may not know some of the deep cuts, but they're like, oh, I know Han Solo. Like, everybody knows that. Could you talk a little bit about the collaborative process or the culture that allows awesome things like this to happen in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, but with what you guys do?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the work that hopefully our fans have gotten to experience, and then very soon with the updates to Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run, there are massive, massive teams of people that work diligently for years to make this all happen. But critically, it's not just us at Imagineering. All of this work happens in lockstep with our partners at Lucasfilm. So everybody from Industrial Light and Magic to Skywalker Sound to, John Williams' music team, and of course, all of the great story support that we get. It really is an entirely blended and integrated team.
I love it. And I'm assuming it becomes like probably one of the most fun places to work, to be completely honest. But is this something that you foresee that the sky's the limit, like with the Millennium Falcon in the future, potentially more, or?
Absolutely. I mean, we've always thought of both the land and the attraction as platforms for storytelling. What's so great about the Star Wars canon is it continues to grow and evolve. And the goal is to create a place that can similarly evolve and change over time.
I love that. So as people come into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and experience Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run this summer, what is something maybe for each of you that you would like to make sure to kind of highlight, like take a look at this or experience this in a certain way to give a little bit of added magic for those that are watching this video?
Yeah, well, I think one of my favorite things are all of the little Easter egg moments that our partners at ILM hid in the media for the attraction. So whether you're on Tatooine or on Endor, an eagle eye fan is going to spot these fun little nuggets that I don't want to spoil, but we spent a lot of time making sure that they were there.
Love it.
I mean, for me, the land has been beautiful for years, but to stand in the middle of the land, just take in and hear John Williams' score play throughout the land, it puts you in the movie a way that you've never experienced before. It's giving me chills thinking about it right now. And to hear the Vader's theme when he arrives, hearing that iconic music, to me is just the icing on a beautiful Star Wars cake that I just love completely.
I do too. And there is so much to see and do and experience at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You don't want to miss it. Kids Rule Summer is happening as well. So there's something for everybody at the Disneyland Resort this summer.
Hearing John Williams' iconic score swell as Darth Vader steps into the outpost gives me, well, chills every single time. Hearing them talk about working with John Williams' team, equally magical. Absolutely fantastic interview, and I love what they're doing with the land. But Star Wars isn't the only universe that's making a massive splash at the Disneyland Resort this summer. If you have little ones, or honestly, if you're just a big kid at heart like the rest of us, you are going to love who has taken over Fantasyland Theater and Troubadour Tavern. So let's talk to Michelle, the Disneyland ambassador, all about a certain favorite blue healer.
Hi, I'm Mr. Daps, and I'm here at the Disneyland Resort where it is Kids Rule Summer, which is awesome because they have Bluey, and they have my friend Michelle, who's going to share with us all about Bluey's best day ever. And tell us about it.
Yeah, you can come and celebrate Bluey's best day ever. There is so much fun to do for kids and kids of all ages. Exactly.
Kids, yeah.
Big kids like us, of course. But Bluey and Bingo are here to celebrate and have fun on stage. But there's more than that. It is a free-flowing experience, but I love hanging out in the fairy garden, in the Gnome Village, where you get to run around and let your imagination run wild.
I love that. And so this goes out throughout most of the day.
Yes.
Kids show up. Kids that are older show up.
Yes.
What would you say, like, what would be a good strategy as I'm showing up for Bluey's best day ever? Like mindset and maybe kind of a path of what you could do.
Yeah, I would say show up when you can because, like I said, it is free flowing, so you can see one of the stage shows. But if not, you can play around and you can also get some great food, which we have behind us. Yes, some really fun and playful food options. One thing I really love is the new kids meal for $5.99. Who doesn't want their own meal? And it's great stuff that, like, I would love to eat that right now.
Yes.
But it's fun. It's playful. You can enjoy your food and drink while you're watching the show and just take a bit of time to have fun and relax.
And I will say, anybody who's been to Troubadour Tavern before knows that the potatoes are always amazing. And I don't know why nobody ever thought of putting pizza in a potato before.
I know.
But it needed to happen.
It is so good. I have tried this myself, the Pizza Girls potato. I hate to say it, but I ate the whole thing.
Why do you hate to say it? That's how
I feel like I should share, but
No.
it was so good.
One
I just had to
potato,
eat it all.
one person.
I love it. But yeah, super fun. You can get your food items. We've got merchandise too.
Let's
so
look at the merchandise.
You can take home a souvenir from your best day ever. Who doesn't want to do that? Bluey and Disneyland Resort. It's the best of both worlds.
And I love that they're not only bringing Bluey fans to the Disneyland Resort, but if you're like me that hadn't really seen many Bluey shorts or shows, it introduced me to a whole new world of Bluey that's been really fun. We were talking about one of the episodes that I watched earlier, which turned my perspective on salads into a whole new thing, which was fantastic. But if people want to experience this, is there a certain time of day that it's open throughout the day?
Usually starting around mid-morning would be the best time to kind of show up, but always download the Disneyland app because you can look at the show times, you can see when it's open and when is the best time to come and experience Bluey's best day ever.
And that's a very good tip because also in the Disneyland app is all of the other fun activities that you can do during Kids Rule Summer at the Disneyland Resort, which you aren't going to want to miss, in which we also will have a lot of information up on dapsmagic.com on our YouTube channel, and also check out the Disney Parks blogs.
Between the dynamic stage shows and eating my weight in pizza-stuffed baked potatoes, I'd say Bluey has the right idea about Bluey's best day ever, and you definitely need to check it out. Now, as incredible as all of these new experiences are, the absolute best part of Kids Rule Summer might actually be how accessible Disney is making it for families to come out and experience the magic together. I know for me, some of my favorite Disney memories come from when I was with my family as a young boy, coming to Disneyland from out of town and experiencing the magic in a way that only a kid can. And it's something that I hold really near and dear to my heart. So Disney is doing multiple things this year to make it accessible for families, whether it's attractions, whether it's deals, whether it's activities happening throughout the resort. So I sat down with my friend Allie, who used to be a Disneyland ambassador, actually, and she shared some of the logistics and hidden perks that are available this summer as part of Kids Rule Summer.
Hi, Mr. Daps, and I'm here at the Disneyland Resort for Kids Rule Summer, and I'm here with my friend Allie, who's going to share with us about some of the exciting offerings, because there's a million of them, and we're not writing a book or making a movie. We're doing a quick interview. But what do we got to look forward to this summer?
I mean, the one thing I'm most excited for Kids Rule Summer, something that I've told several of my family friends about, is our kids' summer ticket offer, which is $50 for.
It's amazing.
It is for a one-day park
Like,
hopper
I've never
ticket.
heard of this.
This is the summer to come right
Yeah.
now. Plan your trip. Adults also have great value. So a family of 4 can actually get 2 adults, 2 children into the theme park on select days this summer for under $400.
That's great.
You got to just plan your trip. Visit Disneyland.com/offers to pick the correct dates to make it the best value for your family and to be able to plan a wonderful trip this summer.
And I'm going to say it again. Disneyland.com/offers is a great place to look all around the year because there's always a deal to be found there. And I've sent people there throughout the year, and I always discover new things when I'm there too. So check it out regularly. All right, there's a lot of fun things also happening throughout the resort during the summer. What can we look forward to?
Well, right here in your hand, you
I'm
have
gonna let you hold
a
it.
great example. Scavenger hunts available
Yeah.
at both theme parks. This is brand new for the summer. Mickey's Park Rangers.
So cute.
Available. It's complimentary from the West Side retail stores inside the park. So just stop on by and request this booklet. And it's filled with a lot of wonderful, great activities for kids to do while you're visiting the park. If you're at Disney California Adventure Park, Mabel's Seek and Find has been extended
Nice.
over in the Redwood Creek Challenge
Also
Trail.
adorable.
Yes. So a lot of just fun activities for families to do together.
I love that. And then you've got all of the Bluey stuff happening. You've got all the Star Wars stuff happening. There is something for everybody to enjoy. There's also, it seems like, a renewed focus on kids pin trading also. Is that correct?
We do. We continue to evaluate the space that we have for our pin trading, and this would a great time, we thought, for Kids Rule Summer to have kid-to-cast pin trading areas. So those are going to be popping up throughout the resort. Check out our Disneyland.com website to find out exactly where. And adults can still pin trade too. If you have your lanyard, you have your handheld pins to be able to trade throughout the resort too.
But I will say, it's way cuter to have a kid pin trade than to do it yourself. Like, I love watching my nieces and nephews pin trade because where I'm like, oh, that's a cool pin. They are like, it's Christmas. It's adorable. And really, that's what Disneyland's all about, is the whole family. It's the kids. And this summer, that is what they're focusing on.
A $50 ticket offer is an absolute game changer for bringing the family down to the parks this summer. And while you're navigating these scavenger hunts, you might want to also look up, because there is a legendary Disney attraction that is getting a massive domestic upgrade here at Disneyland Resort and also Walt Disney World Resort, where the upgrade has already happened. But I had the pleasure and absolute honor of standing with Disney Imagineer Tom Fitzgerald to discuss this breathtaking new flight. A $50 ticket is an absolute game changer for being able to bring the family down to the parks this summer. And I'm actually personally very thankful that Disney's doing this, because it is hard sometimes to get to the parks, and every way they can make it easier, whether it's a $50 kids ticket or a $6 lunch for kids to buy at Troubadour Tavern, I think that is something that is just a good move on Disney's part. And while you're navigating all of these exciting activities, the scavenger hunts, you also might want to look up, because there is a legendary Disney attraction that's getting a massive domestic upgrade this summer. In fact, in Florida, it's already happened. But I had the unique privilege and honor to sit down, really stand, with Imagineer Tom Fitzgerald to discuss this breathtaking new flight that is called Soarin Across America.
Hi, I'm Mr. Daps, and I'm here at the Disneyland Resort ahead of the arrival of Soarin Across America. And I have the privilege today to talk to Tom Fitzgerald about this attraction. I'm super excited to do this.
I'm excited to talk about it.
Talk about how this came about and some of the fun moments as you were creating this?
Sure. Well, for Imagineering, we're always looking to the future. And it's probably, I think, a decade ago that when we finished Soarin' Around the World, we said, where do we want to go next? What would be a great next step?
Wow.
And we said, what about going across America?
Yeah.
And now the 250th celebration of Americas gave us the window for opportunity for this flight to take off.
Love it.
We did it in a year, which was incredibly fast. It's a show that goes from sea to shining sea, goes from morning to night. So you have a journey that you go.
That's cool.
And it's got a variety. It has some scenes that are obviously very instantly patriotic.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the Statue of Liberty.
Right.
There's the mall in Washington, D.C. There's Mount Rushmore. There are places that are instantly identifiable. That's New York City. Oh, that's Los Angeles and Hollywood, the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
That's Waikiki. There's Hawaii. I love it. And then there's some places that we want to just represent the feel of the breadth of America. Oh, that's a beautiful fall foliage moment. That could be many places. Oh, there's a rugged Atlantic coastline. That could be many. Oh, there's the West.
Wow.
There's the South and a bayou. So we wanted to have the flavors all come together to give a portrait, really, of what we think is so special about America.
So you do all this in a year. There's thousands of places you could pick, and it's a few minutes long.
So you get basically a dozen. Here we get a baker's dozen because we said,
How do you
what if
narrow
we
that down?
added? Well, you start by saying, what's your conceit? I want to go sea to shining sea. Okay, that means I'm going to go from the east to the west.
The story
Okay, the
first.
logic, story. Okay, our logic will be roughly, let's go east to west, and then pop back for Florida at the end.
Okay.
And then how do we want to start? Hey, we have an opportunity. Why don't we start in a different way? What if we had a shot that could rise with the audience up into the clouds? So we added a spectacular Artemis 2 shot that starts the show. And then it really is that process of saying you really have to select. You can't do everything, but you have to do enough that gives you a feel that at the end of it, you say, yes, I felt like that was a portrait of America.
I love that. So filming this,
Yes.
technology's definitely improved through the years. I'm thinking back even to Circle Vision years and years and years ago. What was the process like we saw the picture of the helicopter, but what was that like going through all of these locations?
So we started with technology because we were shooting in a year. We actually did virtual scouting.
Okay.
So for the first time, rather than go to every location with a crew and plot out the shots, we did it virtually.
Cool.
So that when we went to the locations, we knew what we wanted.
Yeah.
We knew exactly how to get it because we were moving at a fast click. Cameras get better and better and better. The resolution gets better with each show we do. But we're still shooting with helicopters. We did one drone shot.
Okay.
But we're still shooting with helicopters, and that's what gives you the feel of Soarin'. That's what gives you that, and really, working with the pilot's the director.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever the helicopter sees, that is what we're going to see on the screen. So our team working very closely with our pilots to make sure we got exactly the shot that we wanted. And I think we did almost 900 helicopter passes to get the 4.5 minute show that you did. And our team traveled, I think, 28,000 miles, which is the circumference of the planet. So we went around the world to shoot across the USA.
There's something poetic about for Soarin' Across America. You basically soared around the world. What was the shot that, as you're thinking about this, now that it's complete, that you're super proud of, and that really, maybe it's a memory, maybe it's how it turned out?
You know what? It's hard. It's like choosing your favorite child.
I was thinking that as I was coming up
I do
with it.
like them all because they all had their own challenges. I would say one of the most fun things for me was bringing Patrick Warburton back to do a very special introduction for this show. We know what a fan favorite he is and how he is a part of what Soarin' is.
Yeah.
He's part of the DNA. So bringing him back to play a very special introductory role in this, where he is now a pilot. He's graduated, but also the fun and the wink of him getting to introduce his younger self, because even the safety video for our fans is something they hold near and dear. So being able to add something while still keeping the memories that they know and love, it's a very tricky act, but I think we pulled it off, and he is such a delightful person.
I love it. So final question, what is something that you really hope people take away after they've experienced Soarin' Across America?
I hope that guests really have an appreciation and realize just how special the USA is, just how diverse our landscapes are, how magical our spaces are, how vibrant our cities are, and that in 4.5 minutes, you just get sort of a concentrated feel of what makes this place so great.
Well, thank you so much. You can experience Soarin' Across America starting on July 2nd at the Disneyland Resort, and I think May 26th, if I'm correct, at Walt Disney World. And you won't want to miss it. It's going to be beautiful, and we look forward to seeing you there.
Now, getting Patrick Warburton back in the flight deck was, I think, one of the best gifts that they could give longtime Disney fans. And I'm really glad that the Imagineers came up with that idea and decided to do that. And I can't wait to see it in person. It perfectly anchors that line between honoring nostalgia and then also introducing something beautiful, fresh, and vibrant, really. And it's a completely new look at this attraction as we go from sea to shining sea aboard Soarin' Across America. Speaking of spectacular milestones, Disneyland is still continuing its 70th celebration, and this continues until August 9th. But as things get close to the end, they prepared a gorgeous goodnight kiss kind of a thing in terms of their merchandise collection. And this is the finale connection for the 70th. And I was able to speak with Corey and look a bit at the sparkles that are coming at the end of this celebration.
Hi, I'm Mr. Daps, and I'm here at the Disneyland Resort, which is still celebrating its 70th anniversary, and it is continuing through August 9th. And honestly, it's going to just keep continuing even more because we have some new exciting things that just came out, and Corey's going to tell us about them.
Yeah, of course. Our Disneyland 70th, we don't want it just to end on a small note. Just like Walt Disney said, we want to have that good night kiss to thank all those guests for being here. And we want to thank everyone for being part of that 70th. And we want the fun to continue. So we have our finale collection. As you can see it right here, right behind me. Sort of the hues of purple and the violets, sort of evoking like that twilight feel. Something you'd see at the end of the night here at Disneyland. And you have your nighttime spectacular with the fireworks. We're doing the same thing. You have your bedazzled rhinestones, your bright sparkles. What really makes this collection super special are our Mickey ears, our Minnie Mouse ears, and this purse that all are embossed with real Swarovski crystals.
And I know it's true because I see it on the box.
They're right there. So these are your collector's items. And I can guarantee if you want to wear them or display them, they're very comfortable. I had someone feel the ears. They're light, they're elastic, they're not going to crush your head too much. But the biggest one, having crystals all over, it's very light, so you can wear them.
That's amazing.
In addition to that, we have a Spirit jersey that's also celebrating that too. I love the Spirit jersey. It looks great, the colors, and that vintage Disneyland sign look as well. And of course, we're celebrating 25 years of pin collecting. So why not continue the celebration with special edition pins for our finale collection? I love it. Same thing, that fireworks, that nighttime sky, the purple hues. One of my favorite things to show off is that this pin right over here actually has 2 connectors because it's just so large. And so if you're going to be putting on any type of lanyard, you're definitely going to need to put both of those pin holders on there.
And I love how that pin in particular actually all 3 of them do now that I'm looking closer, capture the spirit of not just the 70th anniversary, but all of Disneyland's history, you know, that culmination of 70 years of Disney magic.
Very correct.
As it's connecting with today and yesterday with that Disneyland sign.
You are so true.
That is very fun to see. There's also a lot of other things that have continued on through the 70th celebration that does continue on until August 9th. And I should note that it is Kids Rule Summer also at the Disneyland Resort. So with these pins, maybe not trade these ones, but get some other ones too, because there's some fun opportunities for kids to trade pins throughout the summer. But if you want more information about the deals, all of the fun that's happening at the happiest place on earth, head on over to disneyland.com/offers. Also head on over to dapsmagic.com and catch all of our coverage of Kids Rule Summer and the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration. You won't want to miss it.
Kids Rule Summer is going to be an absolute blast at the Disneyland Resort. It already is, from dance parties to Star Wars to Bluey to foods throughout the resort. There is so much to do and to experience and to see, not to mention all the nighttime spectaculars as well. But really, Disneyland is firing on all cylinders as they're offering so many things for kids of all ages to enjoy at the happiest place on earth. And when you think about all of these things that are going on, I think it's something that Walt would have really been proud of. He really I keep going back to Disneyland Handcrafted in my day-to-day geeking out about Disney and positive stuff. And he really wanted people to be happier because they went to Disneyland. That's why we call it the happiest place on earth. And as I look at all of the things that we learned about at this media event for Kids Rule Summer, I can't help but think there's so many multiple meanings to Kids Rule Summer, just because it's not just about kids. While that is the focal point, is being able to go to Disneyland Resort with your kids, it also is about kids rule, like focus on the rule instead of the kids, and the childlike mindset rules. It's that opportunity to just let go, forget about the outside world for a day, and enjoy the happiest place on earth as if you were a kid. A responsible one, hopefully. But I'm just thinking of all of these different options, whether it's a adventure out on Tom Sawyer Island with that new booklet, or it's pin trading with your young ones. I love that they're focusing on the young ones to do this, because if you've ever seen, like my friend Annie, who's I think 4 now, I love watching her get excited about the pins that she's traded or going to trade, and seeing the pure enthusiasm of what this is and what it can be. And it really does change your perspective on some of these offerings. And so I'm excited to see how it plays out, whether it's Bluey or BDX Droids throughout the summer. It is going to be a fantastic summer to be at the Disneyland Resort. And then it's going to be a fantastic rest of the year as well, as we cover all of that. Thank you so much for watching, listening, however it is that you consume this podcast. I have a blast putting it together. I hope you have a blast listening to it as well. If you would like to connect with us even more, as always, head on over to dapsmagic.com, where we have daily Disney and positive stuff, whether it's news, whether it's caption of the week, Geeks Corner, all of that stuff can be found there. If you want more community, head over to Daps Magic HQ at dapshq.com. We have a lot of fun geeking out about everything over there as well, from music to Disney to Star Wars to whatever it happens to be on any given day. And I do pretty frequent updates up there behind the scenes as well that you won't want to miss. But I think that's all the time we have for you this week. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's one I shouldn't forget as well. Make it a great week. Keep kind, and we'll see you in the parks.